Download the BCSN Plus app today. Visit bcsnnation.com for details. On the Diamond with Duane is brought to you by State Farm agent Julie Spann Johnson. Covering your bases and protecting your future. Call Julie for all of your insurance needs.
State softball is finally here, and with 7 divisions now, 4 still contain Northwest Ohio teams, giving us plenty to talk about this week for On the Diamond with Duane. Now,
Yes.
That includes one of our only NBC teams still left alive. That's our team of the week, Oak Harbor.
Yes, and Oak Harbor, we didn't really recognize them through the course of the season, you know, with Lake and Eastwood and Otsego doing and their thing, and they were kind of in the shadows, but you know, they're a solid team, and defensively they're very solid. And with the pitching of Morgan Leland, you know, 2.47, 4 girls hitting over 400, you know, that's a solid team, and that's why you recognize the fact that they have now made it to the Final Four.
And they've made it to state now 3 out of the last 4 seasons. So the Rockets certainly trending in the right direction. As we turn our attention now to our player of the week, though, that comes from north of the border of Ohio, from Bedford. It's Aubrey Hensley.
Yes, and you know, I talked to Coach, and she sent me some information on Aubrey, and the first thing, she probably said it best. You know, this is one of those players that is just a phenomenal player and a generational player. You know, for the last 4 years playing up there at Bedford, she's broke the Bedford single season home run record, career record. She's broken all kinds of records. And the thing of it is, she just goes and does what she enjoys, and that is playing softball. This past weekend, they're playing in the districts. They're in extra innings, and who else but Aubrey steps up, hits a 3-run homer, and now they've won their first district since 2011. So she is just a phenomenal player, loves the game. You can see it when she plays. And the great thing is we're going to be able to see her play the next 4 years because she's headed over to the Toledo Rockets.
A great thing to have her on the team, knowing that the Kicking Mules then are still alive in their postseason
Yes, they are.
as well. Now, Bedford, not necessarily a team we'll see in your top 10, but how do things shake out this week?
Well, in the top 10 here, obviously you have to recognize those 3 teams that are in playing for the Final Four, and that's Anthony Wayne, Springfield, and Oak Harbor. The rest are out of it, but again, it's just how sometimes those games play. We were expecting maybe even a couple more to make it, but we're really excited about those 3 teams. And a team that's not on there, Gibsonburg, making it through Division 6, going and playing in the Final Four. So, hey, when you can boast the fact out of 7, we've got 4 teams from this area playing, that's pretty exciting stuff.
Sports Nightly, of course, will be the place to be for coverage of all of those games, but BCSN specifically will be airing Springfield's and Anthony Wayne's state semifinals games, as well as state championship games, if both teams are to make it to that point. So going off of that, Duane, just what has it taken for these teams to really get to this point?
Well, you know, you go through your regular season and you're building towards 2 things: win your conference, get as far as you can in the state title. And what you have to have there first off is you've got to have your team really coming together and meshing at the right point. But then you look at the elements that are there, the pitching, the defense, the hitting, and you can look at each one of these teams and identify something in each one of those 3 of what they've been able to do best. You go to Anthony Wayne, you got Molly Connor in the circle. And you got to have, if you want to be in a ball game, you have to have great pitching, and they have that out of Molly. And then you go to Springfield. In Springfield, Rob's always been known. I like that long ball. And those girls, all those seniors, are really putting it together at the right time. We almost kind of moved them down that list a little bit, and here they are in the Final Four.
So Oak Harbor, they'll be taking the Diamond at Firestone Stadium tomorrow. Springfield in action on Friday. Anthony Wayne on Saturday. Just so much great softball action to look forward to, right, Duane?
Yes, I'm kind of sorry that the season's going to come to the end after this weekend. It's been a joy coming and being with you as my co-host and host. And, you know, you got to love softball. You got to love softball in Northwest Ohio. So I'm excited about next week to wrap up how these teams did and how we felt the season went.
And we'll see who will be hoisting trophies, if any, of our local Northwest Ohio teams. But thanks so much, Duane.
Thank you for having me. Look forward to next week.
Tournament Time on BCSN is brought to you by Med1 Care Therapy Partners, #1 in quality service and quality care.